Hi, welcome again to AF Bathroom and Heating Podcast, Fired Up with AF. We've got some exciting news with the showroom, so we are now open. And it's been great to see people coming in through the doors, having a look at our displays and receiving the feedback from the customers themselves. Please don't forget we've got our showroom open day event on Saturday, the 16th of August. This includes a lot of special offers, some raffle prizes. Our free bathroom draw will be drawn on the day. We have a pizza van turning up. We have cakes on the side for yourself, and lots of drinks and refreshments. So please pop down. It's 9 till 5 on Saturday, the 16th of August. We're also busy doing our in-store side of things alongside the showrooms. We obviously with the boilers, kitchens, and bathrooms. We're doing some great work on that side, as you see from our socials. So please don't forget to give them a like as you stroll them through. And today I'm joined with Jesse. So Jesse has joined us, and he is from All Solar Works. And as you guessed, he completes All Solar Works. So we're going to learn a little bit about Jesse's business and dive into the solar industry to try and figure out some key questions and some bits that some people may miss, and why solar works for Jesse and why people should be looking for solar going forward.
Yeah.
So all of our information will be in the comments and below the post. So if you feel like you need to get in contact with myself or Jesse after this, then please get our details from below and give our pages a like. So Jesse,
Yep.
obviously you're gone into solar, so just tell us a little bit more about your business and your background.
Yeah. So my name is Jesse Burgess. Obviously the director of All Solar Works. We're based down in Worthing, West Sussex, and we specialise in solar battery storage, EV chargers as well, and then we just sort of take over everything, sort of like renewable. So we as well get involved with the air source heat pump sort of side of things as well. So just sort of helping there, going green for everyone.
So a full kind of renewable background.
Yeah, that's it. So my background and me. So I started doing solar in 2009 when the first feed-in tariff come out. The massive boom when everyone, well, it was the glory days they called it. Some of them in the solar, where people were getting paid like 70p a kilowatt, and then the government took that away. In about 2016, the arse just sort of dropped out of it. So then we got back into electrics. And in 2018, I ended up starting All Spark Works. So again, solar wasn't really about too much. Probably in the last 2 to 3 years, it's really picked up again. I think probably couple of factors because of that. Because one, the bills are going up. Two, the technology is just much better. So the payback now is 4 to 7 years. So it's much more attractive to people. And just the savings they make is much better now. So, yeah.
So kind of with your background coming through the electrical side of things, why did you feel like you wanted to get into the solar and electrical industry to start with? What decision was behind that when you left school?
Yeah, really, my dad sort of influenced me. So he was a roofer by trade, and I used to actually go and help him at like weekends, everything like that. And in my head, I was going to be a roofer when I grew up, but he wouldn't let me. And he's like, suffered from arthritis and everything like that, and days off, rained off, and that. And he's like, no, go be an electrician. They earn loads of money.
Yeah, electrician and plumber's famous quotes, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So that's how that sort of started. Did an apprenticeship for like 3 years, doing electrics. Then, like I say, solar wasn't really around then, so I started in 2007. Did the apprenticeship, and then in 2009, just working for a company still, P&H Electrical, and they just sort of steadily started doing more solar, and that's just how we just sort of got into it. And then I just preferred it much more to actual basic electrics. Like, I used to hate electrics, all the chasing out, crawling around in loft spaces and stuff like that. And then solar is just so nice, just being on the roof, but also still doing sort of electrical side of it as well. So I fell in love more with the solar, and that's where my heart's at.
You get the best of both worlds then, wanting to be a roofer originally.
Yeah,
Obviously going into electrics, so
yeah, that's it. So when I did start my own company and we're doing solar, was using my dad to do the roofing sort of side of things and help with that sort of factor and make sure it was done properly, because you'll see a lot of bad installs these days with just people not doing it the right way, not putting any flashing kits in and stuff like that. So it's, being taught by my dad how to do the roofing side properly has definitely helped our business grow much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All aids that knowledge, and you can get that back to the customer.
That's
and
it.
the value.
And it's as well, it's much nicer. I feel more comfortable personally doing all the work ourselves. So doing the roofing side and then not getting another roofing company in to rely on them, or also electrician trying to do roofing, because my dad taught me. I've sort of like taught all my guys how to do that now. So I just feel more comfortable knowing it's being done right.
You have a lot more control on the management side of things, and that trust and reassurance to the customer then. So
yeah, that's it. And then that's like one of the things we sort of showed a customer. We had one customer who's like, he had a slate roof, and some people find that a nightmare and don't like dealing with it. I gave him a quote and I said, listen, we've got to do all the speed flash kits, everything like that. He's like, yeah, no, this other company's come in and they're £2,000 cheaper. And I was like, well, we can't match that. I was like, you sure they're using the right kits? And have they worked on slate roofs before? Yeah, he said he has. End up coming back. He come back to us probably 6 months later. The company drilled through the slate, missed all the rafters. So they were having leaks, and it ends up with the thousands. And he said it was like one of his biggest mistakes, obviously going for the cheaper quote, the company not doing it right. And that's some of the things. Obviously, we get a lot of electricians trying to do it. They see it like trying to get their way in there, but they've not done the training. And we see it quite often, to be fair. So
yeah, I mean, it's across the whole trade and industry, really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Where people always pick the cheapest quote.
Yeah.
And obviously it's budgeting, but at the same time, it can cost you a lot more.
Yeah, that's it. Well, that's what I sort of said to, like, £2,000, a big drop. Like, is that not screen red flags as it is anyway?
Yeah.
I mean, like, I'd never be able to drop the price that much. So, yeah.
No, the joys of competing with other trades.
Yeah.
And sometimes they just want to race to the bottom. But like you say, when the job's not being done right, this the reason. It's not a race to the bottom. It's just not being competent at the job.
Yeah, that's it. Exactly that. There's a reason why it's that cheaper.
Yeah.
That much cheaper, because they're cutting corners.
So obviously going into solar, changing to electric, what was your kind of challenges that you faced early on? Is trading as a on the tools, and then obviously going into your own business?
Yeah. First bit is obviously being on your own. Obviously, I used to always work with groups of other guys, so then going out on my own, doing everything. But when I was working for the company, I was quite high up and I was running all the jobs. And you think, oh yeah, because you're running the jobs, you know how to run a business. And that's what I think a lot of tradesmen people do. They're good at their trade, so they think they can do it on their own. But that's like literally only half the battle. Then obviously doing all the quoting, all the invoicing, all the paperwork side of things. Like, you never really sort of think about that too much. And when you first start, obviously it takes a lot of your time up, doesn't it?
Yeah.
As yourself as well. So to build it all up, it's a lot harder than what people think.
Even still now.
Yeah, that's it.
It never eases off, really. It's worse. It's more manageable.
That's it. Yeah, 100%. But now we've built up a good team now. So I've got me and my wife that sort of run the business. So a nice like family-run company. My two boys want to get into it as well, which is good. I think because they see me doing it every day. But yeah, then I've got Dan, my operations manager, who's like runs everything for me. And it just makes my life so much easier, because then I can focus on the paperwork, the sales, everything like that, and not get dragged into the operation side of things. So he just takes over everything for me. I don't know what jobs are going on in the week or anything like that. And then we've got 6 guys that work for us doing the installs. So we've got three teams, 3 sets of 2s. So carrying out all the installations.
Yeah.
It's much easier when you get a little bit bigger and you can start doing things like that. And I know I'm lucky to have Dan to run the operations side of things, because when you still worrying about the jobs, but you also got to worry about getting jobs in, it takes a lot of time up.
Yeah, no, definitely. And it's quite a heavy mix that you have there. And
Yeah.
they say when you get to that point in business where you can come away a little bit more and not worry about the job so much, it's a great feeling. But it's that transition period of kind of you and one gang to then go into where you are now. That bit in between is like where, losing money and not making no money, and you're working all the hours under the sun and under the moon and through the night. It's hard to see that light sometimes, but when you get there and you get to the point and you think, hang on, it's just clicked.
Yeah.
It's a nice feeling to have that.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, that's it.
It makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
And yeah, just want to go back to the point of your boys wanting to come into the business, which is great. I got asked yesterday what was the purpose of my business, and what's my goal. I've got a 2.5-year-old, and he loves coming down to our showroom.
Yeah.
I think it's just for the chocolate that he hits, but he's got an AF top. He puts it on. He refused to take it off the other day. Wore it to nursery. I dropped him off the day after, and all he went on about the day before apparently was Dad has worked up and wanted to keep it on. So that feeling of your boys wanting to come into the business, it must be great to have them saying that. Obviously mine's a bit far away, but the fact that he loves coming down, it makes that purpose worth continuing, and those hours that you put in, worth it when you've got that family behind you, backing you, and supporting you being through it. Because I say it is a hard place sometimes having your own business. But when your family's behind you, it makes it a lot easier. Because ultimately we do it for them, don't we?
That's it.
It's a long game, and it's for them.
Yeah, that's it. So as I say, my wife worked for me now for the last 2 years, but bringing her on was like the best thing I've done, because then she can see all the work we're doing and why we're doing it. Because when they're not involved too much and they don't understand why you got to put so much effort and everything into it. And I think as well, like you say, the boys see how passionate I'm about it, and they get passionate about it as well. So we did like a little trade show, and we was all down there, and the boys were getting all the kids over, come and get some free sweets, and they had all the uniform on, they loved it, and they were talking to kids, and they were so confident at talking to everyone. Oh, this is my dad's company. And just like really proud about it, so it's good.
Gives them life skills as well, that confidence in speaking to people. A lot of kids don't these days. You see 16, 18, 20-year-olds who can't even hold conversations. So, having those life skills coming through from a business, it's difficult having the business side, but sometimes it's underrated in developing skills within the kids in younger ages.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, so my youngest as well, he's only 7. And he's already like entrepreneur side already. He's like, oh, so I'm going to start a YouTube channel, and I'm going to start selling all my toys on there. And how much is this worth? And so yeah, when he sees us, we like it, then it rubs off basically, doesn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, and there's that mindset as well. If you get into that mindset, then it's a good start.
Yeah.
Some focus to drive to.
Yeah.
So on your journey throughout the process, obviously you've been with a couple of companies there, is there any key mentors or anything you look back and thinking, that really has changed where I am now?
Yeah, obviously the trade mastermind course, obviously where we met, that's obviously been a massive help, and that was like the big U-turn for me. Because like I say, when you're building up your own business, again, you're so focused on not running the business or doing the jobs really more, you even neglect the business. So that's been like a massive game changer for me. But yeah, I sort of like chucked myself in the deep end in a way, because I used to be like, went for a job. I remember I was an apprentice, and then obviously went to be a solar installer. Like, yeah, have you run big jobs in that before? Like, yeah, no, I've done loads of them. They're like, cool, right, here's your first site, and just gave me a team and load of drawings. I was like, oh God, chopped myself in the deep end really. So sort of just self-taught myself, and then worked my way up being supervisor, and then project manager and everything like that. And then obviously, then going on to the business, thinking that that's all we needed to really know. So then when you realise you need like a mentor to help you run a business, because really we've never been taught how to run a business.
No.
We've been to college to do electrics, do you know what I mean? So, I always recommend everyone should be doing like courses to improve themselves. Personal development's been the biggest game changer for me for the last 2 years. I like invest in myself loads now because of it.
Yeah, and it's definitely an underrated skill, isn't it? I spoke to Mark Ormerod, the Army veteran, and he made a good point that obviously we would go to the gym to train our muscles, but no one's training the brain.
No.
So training that brain, and whether it's being coaching mentors or business development, even just a bit of counselling sometimes. Just allows us to have that kind of click in the brain that keeps us kind of going. And
that's it.
Yeah, that was a good point. I've always kind of tipped with things, but having that base behind you and having that mindset to think like that, um, is a good kind of coaching skill there.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like I say, I like listen to podcasts now and reading books and everything like that. So
There's so much out there now, the podcasts.
yeah.
I mean, there's multiple podcasts for anything you can think about now, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
There's a lot out there. So
Yeah, that's it, exactly. So accessible with everything now, isn't it? So
yeah,
yeah.
perfect. So I want to jump into the solar then
Yep.
and learn more about your solar business in terms of kind of what is available on the solar market. So tell me what solar options are available. There's a lot of different panel sizes and variants.
Yep.
Talk me through some of the options that's available.
Yeah, so really all the solar panels are the same, really. Obviously, you get the nicer looking ones that are all black, which are very popular now, like fitting with the buildings and stuff. But yeah, you'll get different sizes, which will do different wattage. So when we do it, we design what we think you should have to how much you're using and what you're trying to achieve with the system. So are you looking to reduce your bill down by 50%? Do you want to be completely self-sufficient? So once we find that bit of information out and we go, cool, right, you're going to need 12 panels to achieve what you want to achieve. And then obviously you've got the batteries now that are all smart integrated, and they can do buying and selling of electric, and use the cheap nighttime rates to charge it and everything like that. So again, it's just finding out what you want to do, because now what a lot of people are doing is they'll use the battery, charge that at the cheap 9p at night rate, and then just sell everything back at 15p. So that way you're just always in a credit. But yeah, so that's with the domestic side, that's the main thing really. Solar and batteries, anything between 12 to 14 panels is sort of like the average what people need these days. So the panels we use as well are like 500 watts each now. So they've changed massively to what they used to be, when the old ones were like 220 watts and they needed direct sunlight to work. Now they work all year round. So even like the winter periods now, you're still producing, say, anything between 5 and 10 kilowatts, depending on roof angle and everything like that. But it's so much better these days than what they used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the renewable sector as a whole is coming along leaps and bounds.
Yeah.
Monthly really. There's
Yeah.
massive updates and changes to stuff. So I can imagine it's only going to improve a lot more.
Yeah.
The batteries are, for me, I think the main thing about solar. Obviously you need solar for the batteries to work, but tell us a little bit more about the batteries and how they work and the sizes and what's available on them.
Yeah. So yeah, batteries can come in all sizes, depending on what you go for really and how much you want to spend. You can go like higher end of the market, Tesla, which was anything from about £7,000 plus to have it installed. And then you got the cheaper end of the market, say like Fox, but I still actually really like Fox, even though the cheaper end. I sort of say to customers, it does everything the Tesla can do. It's got the same guarantees. You used to get 10 years on it. Sometimes it might be down to looks. Some people are just into the brand of Tesla, but really it all does the same. But we actually do like a lot of battery only installs as well now, because again, just by doing that, you can come from paying 25p a kilowatt down to 9p a kilowatt. So you're reducing the bills just by 60% just by having a battery. Now they're all smart controlled. You can program the times, the cheap rate, and everything like that. Yeah, and you've got things like with Tesla whole house backup, which are very popular with the farmers who experience a lot of power cuts, and they want to obviously keep working because they have a lot of electric tools and stuff like that. So then with the whole house backup, you wouldn't even know you've had a power cut, automatically changes over and you're using the power from the battery. So a lot of people like that.
I should have done with that the other day. My alarm was going off for 3 hours
Oh, was
in
it?
the middle of the night.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I was up here luckily. So
Oh, was it?
my partner there was home trying to get hold of me, but yeah, the electric went off and the alarm just wouldn't stop.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would have been helpful then.
Yeah, because a lot of people don't realise, but it's happening a lot more than people think now. Substations are failing. Happened in a town near us, and they had no power for over a day, for like 24 hours. And people don't realise how reliant they're on electric now until something like that happens. And because you can't cook, you can't clean, you can't do any work because your Wi-Fi is out. So that brought a lot of business in for us. They were literally a couple of miles down the road from us. And it's like, it's not made aware to everyone that this thing's happened, but you'll see it all over the country, and we hear it so often because people calling up like, we had a power cut last night. Like, have you got batteries that do the whole house backup, and people get more wary of it now that the system's failing in a way, the grid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, ours was a faulty connection under the ground, so
Was
it's
it?
been there
Yeah.
for years. We had recently had work done on the drive as well, so it was like coincidence that
Well,
it was in the same sort of place.
yeah.
We didn't do it as low down, but vibrations may have disturbed it. But yeah, I can only imagine what the neighbours were thinking about me at that time.
Oh no, did you do the whole street, was it?
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, 12 hours.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a bit of a nightmare, to be honest. But so that's it. I didn't know that myself, actually. So the batteries doesn't actually require solar to be
No.
working as a battery.
No, that's it. Yeah, so you can use it, so it will still just charge off the grid at the nighttime rate, and then it will just power your house through the day. So yeah, a lot of people do it all year round now, just to have that running.
And what's the average price of one of the Fox batteries, the lower
So
end?
Fox start off about 2,900 for a 5 kilowatt battery. So the thing is, as well, the Tesla, it's a 13.5 kilowatt battery. So then if you want a 15 kilowatt battery, you can't do that Tesla. You then got to buy another whole Tesla again. So again, it's just getting more expensive. But another good one is Sig Energy. So Sig Energy does like a stackable system. So you can start off at 10 kilowatts, and if you want, you can then just add a 5 kilowatts to make it to 15. You don't have to buy another 10. You don't have to buy the other expansion pack like you do with Tesla. You can build up to whatever system size you want. And again, they have the whole house backup and stuff like that as well. So again, that's sort of like the middle range price of equipment, which you'd probably be looking about probably about £5,000 for Sig Energy. And then, like I say, about 7,000 plus for Tesla.
And that's just for the battery itself.
Yeah, just the battery without the solar.
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously you can see the return on investment there, really, can't you?
Yeah, that's it. Like I say, with people's bills these days, everything's electric. So obviously you've got like electric cooking, cars now as well, kids especially with got games, Xbox, PlayStations. You'll find everything is now. So it's not just your price going up, it's also our usage going up. So people just like, they used to be, say the average was 2,000 kilowatts a year. Now average is like 4,000 plus. So it's like the usage has doubled as well as the price doubling as well.
Yeah.
So then everyone's just,
Yeah, so no one sees that. No, everyone just sees the price drop and don't see their
Yeah.
usage going up.
that's it.
Well,
Yeah.
the lights are left on all day, but
That's it.
watch my price gone up.
Yeah, and that's it. And you've got like everything running. You've got fridges and freezers and everything in the background, your Wi-Fi, TVs all on standby, just all adds up. So
Yeah, definitely. So solar, I
Yeah.
mean, what's the average cost of 14 panels?
yeah, so it's around about £10,000 with the battery. If you went just solar, maybe £6,000-7,000. But I always say to customers, to be fair, like if we're up there, like you've already paid for scaffold, you've already paid for the labour, I'd recommend filling up the roof because the panels are the cheapest part essentially, and that's the bit that's going to be earning you the money. So that's the bit that generates you the electric. And then also, like I say, because everyone's usage is always going up, you'd rather have that, flexibility that you've got a bit of extra electric if you want to use it. And a lot of people now as well are coming away from gas a little bit more and using electric heating and stuff like that. So in my house, I have like dual heating. So I've got gas heating for when it gets cold and you want to really warm up the house. And I just have like some little 200-watt heaters. Like, so when it's not cold enough to put the whole heating on, I just put that on and it warms the room up. And then because you've got the solar paying it, it's sort of free heating as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it a lot more easier on the mind when you're using stuff.
Yeah, that's it.
And is scaffolding obviously essential requirement?
Yeah, I've definitely for safety. I think the guys need like a working platform to work on. When you're on the roof like that, I've seen a few people do it off ladders and stuff like that, but you only have to slip.
I wouldn't fancy it myself.
That's it. Exactly. I wouldn't want to take the risk at all, just for the sake of
Yeah.
for the scaffold. Rather be up there and then the guy's got a nice working platform. The job's getting done properly because how we do things, we take a tile out. So we take all these tiles out, so we've got somewhere to stack them all. And then we'll put like a rubber tile down. So then the rubber tile will take the weight of the panels because then the hook goes on top of the rubber panel. Then you'll have a flashing go over the hook and then the tile back over. So we'd have a little incision out the tile where the roof hook's going to be, and then that goes over. So we just make sure, the boys are there, they can do all the cuts and everything properly and got a good working platform.
Yeah, you get a better finish on the job then. It's just
Yeah.
easier all around, isn't it?
That's
And
it.
save quite a bit of time as well.
Yeah,
So certainly make it worth paying for that scaffold.
exactly. Yeah, exactly. And then, like I say, when we're up there, 9 times out of 10 customers want to do something to the roof as well. It's not,
Yeah.
oh, we've got to quickly do this and do that, and then they've got something to work off as well. So
And just on the roof, so the solar panels are VAT exempt,
yeah,
so you don't have to pay no VAT on the solar panels. While doing work to the roof, if you were to look to do minor amendments, repairs, or replace the roof itself, that can be included within that cost.
yeah. So as long as it's part of, you need to do it for the solar. So a lot of people now want the in-roof ones as well. So if we need to strip off their roof and put a new membrane and everything down to make sure it's watertight and everything like that, then yeah, it's all part of the solar install. So then we can strip the roof off, put new felt and batten down, put the new buckets in, and we can either put the old tiles back or put new tiles back. But obviously, yeah, the panel's going to be taking up a lot of the space anyway, so you wouldn't need many more tiles. But yeah, so it's all fall under the zero VAT.
And so you get a kind of a newly refurbished roof, new solar panels, potentially new battery, all in and working, guarantee for it all.
Yeah.
Peace of mind then for the next kind of 5-10 years.
Yeah, so we give a 20-year guarantee with roofs. So we do the roofing work as well, like I said to you earlier. So we get quite a few that we re-roof and stuff. So we've got 20 years on the roof, and then you've got 30-year guarantee on the panels as well. So
And then 10 years on the battery, was it?
yeah, 10 years. So there is a EcoFlow that does 15 years. So it's the only one that does it for that long. Again, that's sort of like a middle range sort of battery, nice stackable system as well.
The warranties are an easy sale point for
Yeah.
products, isn't it, sometimes?
Yeah, definitely. That's it. I think peace of mind for the customer, because it's such a big investment, solar. You want to know it's going to be working for that time. So, or say to customers, what warranties is what you want. Go to EcoFlow because you've got 15 years of them.
Yeah, definitely. And obviously we've got the VAT exempt. Is there any grants or anything like that in place for solar?
No, well, there's the Eco4 scheme, which are for people that are on housing benefits. But otherwise, yeah, there's not at the moment.
Which that's the same as the boiler scheme, which is
Yeah.
kind of very, very hard to get in for. You got to kind of tick a lot of boxes.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very unlikely that most people will probably get that Eco4 scheme.
Yeah, the thing is as well, they've done it for the people that are on housing benefits, but they're the people that aren't really bothered about having solar or anything in their house because they're not paying for it.
And they're probably all in arrears.
Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? So you offer them solar, but it's no benefit to them. So they're like, no, I don't want it. But, you know, we're trying to obviously get to that net zero, and the council want to do it. But if they say no to it as well, they don't have to have it.
No.
So, yeah.
So what's your current demand like on solar? You know, is it kind of really, with the net zero and everything coming through, is it really kind of pushing through?
Yeah, so, yes, like I said, solar industry has just gone insane. So we're like Octopus trusted partners as well. So they're on, you know, trying to lead the way in a way. So they do like over 8,000 installs a year. But yeah, we've seen probably in the last 12 months, every month is getting more and more busy every time. We used to see like a dip down in winter periods, but the last winter just went, it was probably our busiest time ever. So just shows obviously people realising now, and I think as well, more and more people get it, because our biggest thing is referrals. We get probably 8 to 10 referrals a month. And the thing is with that is, once someone's had it, and then they can see how good it is, and then they can see what they're making on the app, and then they show their neighbours, because you get a lot of people going, oh, so does it work? Because people are sceptical until they've actually seen it working. They're like, oh yeah, oh wow, you made £100 last month. Like, yeah, especially obviously the weather we've been having lately, isn't it? It's been gorgeous.
Oh yeah.
And people's results have been smashing through. So there's like we do our estimate or proposal, and it shows you how much you're going to make. So in like July, people should be making about 30 kilowatts a day. They've been making like 50, 60. So making double what we estimated. So people are loving it at the moment.
Yeah, it's a good sell point. I mean, all you need is a few kind of drafts on that. And,
Yeah.
you know, it kind of sells itself then, really, doesn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
I quite liked one way of selling that I heard a while back. You know, if you were to finance the solar install, you know, £10,000 over 10 years, and you compare that to your current energy bills that you pay, you're actually only paying the energy supplier what you'd be paying yourself for free energy.
That's it.
You know, and then you can potentially get more money back from what you're paying at the same time as well.
That's it.
So yeah, it's kind of working out the numbers properly, seeing what you're achieving
Yeah,
as an estimate, and when you are achieving even more,
yeah,
especially Debo is a great win.
that's it. The one I always say to customers that makes me laugh, so I'll be like, right, they go, have you got finance? So, yeah, cool. We can do it 5, 10, 15, 25. And they go, oh, yeah, I don't want to be paying a bill for 15 years. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So when does your electric bill end then? It doesn't, does it? It's always going to be every single month, and it's interest that they want to put on it. And as we see now, every 3 months they're putting it up with the
Yeah.
price cap. With at least if you do get that finance, okay, cool. It could be £75 a month. That's £75. That's locked in. And then you're generating plus. Then you get your smart export guarantee, which you could earn £400 plus. So then you've got that generating your income every time, and then just the bill that's locked in. You ain't got to be worried that in 5 years' time that's going to be a £500 electric bill, because you don't know where they're going to be doing things at the moment.
No.
Yeah.
It could be anything really. It's part in the sky, isn't it? Really, sometimes.
That's it, exactly.
And what's your client base? Are you working with a lot of developers on new builds, or are you mainly doing renovation work in existing households?
Yeah, so we're mainly direct to consumer. We do a lot of marketing on Google and Facebook and stuff like that, so we go direct to the customers. So we do work with a couple of property developers, but we find them the worst to work with sometimes, because they'll be like, right, this is ready for you tomorrow, we need it done now. And we're like, because we're so busy, we find it hard to make it.
Yeah.
As we work with customers, we can go, cool, excellent, we'll be ready in 4 weeks, and we can book it in, and it just makes it so much easier for our diary. But obviously the property developers, it's just nice, constant work. So we work with a few, but not many. We dropped a lot of builders because of it. We just couldn't work with them.
Yeah, no, it is very much click of the finger with the developers, isn't it?
That's it, yeah, and it's a nightmare for us. So we sort of come away from it a little bit, but we do a bit of commercial as well. 1 or 2 installs a month doing that side, but businesses are the one with the biggest tax bill, electric bill. So they see the best profits. We did one yesterday, only 40 panels, and he's going to save £7,000 a year. And I think over the lifespan of the 30 years, he's going to save, I think it was like almost £800,000. Like, imagine that profit into your company, saving, and then you're only adding the value to the property as well, by putting it on there.
So lifespan of solar panels, 30 years.
So that's the guarantee they give. They should last longer than that, but that's what they give. So, and they say at the end of that 30 years, they'll only degrade less than 12%. So you're not losing loads of power by the end of it as well. So, yeah.
Yeah. So a good kind of length of time to really tap into the returns.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
So when you're in and out of the houses, what's the general kind of challenges that you're facing with customers with their misconception or misunderstanding of the solar product?
No, I think we're all right, actually, to be fair. We don't get really many misunderstandings or anything like that. So I think because we try and explain things as best as we can. We go, right, this is what's going to happen. And because we're in and out quite quick, we'd have the installs done in 1 to 2 days. So, and it's all working on their phone, everything. And they're like, oh, wow, done. Excellent. Perfect. And because we're just doing it and the job's very much the same each project, it's the boys know exactly what we're doing. So I think, we've come over a few obstacles at the start, but now we just, we fly for it.
Yeah. Very efficient. Just as efficient as the solar, they may say.
Yeah, that's it.
So the solar itself qualified under MCS.
Yeah.
Talk us through that kind of qualification and interrogation as it is.
Yeah, that's it. So you got MCS that you need to be approved by, and then you'll get an MCS certificate, and you'll need that, to get your SEG tariff. Without that certificate, you won't get that, and that's the SEG tariff is basically what they'll pay you with whatever energy provider you go with. Then you got NIC as well, which is your electrical cancel in a way, and it's your workmanship warranty as well. So you need to have that in place as well. And then you also need to have RECC, which is your consumer's guide. And then we have one on top of that, which is EPVS, which is Energy Performance Validation Scheme. So we get that just to reassure customers, because we'll show them a proposal and it'll say they're going to save £70,000 to £80,000 in the 30 years and going to save £1,500 a year, and the payback's going to be 5 years or something like that. Well, what used to happen is people go, it's going to be paid off in a few years. You're going to earn hundreds of thousands of pounds. So we use EPVS. So we'll send our design off to them. They'll verify it and give you a certificate or give the customer a certificate and say, yeah, as a bare minimum, you will be paid off in 5 years. This is the savings you will be seeing. So it's a peace of mind, you know. I'm not trying to pull the wool over anyone's eyes.
Yeah.
But like, because we're with EPVS, we have to put a lot of factors into our designs, like bad weather, stuff like that. So we normally find we sort of underestimate but overperform. So the customers are always more than happy, which is what we want, really. So
Yeah, that's the best way to kind of run a business, really. Is
yeah,
under promise, overachieve.
yeah, definitely.
Always keeps the customer happy then.
Yeah, exactly.
Other way around, you got some.
Yeah, exactly.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So, what's your day to day like? With the solar, are you out doing much?
No, so yeah, so I've sort of come away from the whole operation side of things. So I'm just mainly sales. So I'll go out and meet the customer at first, introduce my company, go through the different products with them. I'll sit down with you and then do a design. Like sit down, like, where do you want the panels? How do you want the panels called? This is where we're going to have the battery. Have a little brochure. What battery do you like? Okay, this is what it's going to look like. How big is it? Go through everything like that with them. Go through like finance options and stuff like that if they want. Once that's happened, I will then leave them to think about it, or if they make a decision on the day. Either way, so if they do decide to go ahead, I will then pass everything to Dan, and then Dan just takes it over from there. He will then go and meet the customer as well, introduce himself, sort out all the scaffolding, all the materials. He'll run the job. He'll set the app up on the customer's phone. We then go away. We come back 7 days later, and we go, cool, see how the system's performed, explain it again, because sometimes it's a bit complicated on the app.
Yeah.
So then we can just say, well, this is how you do that. They'll have a few questions. But we actually also offer a remote monitoring service. So we can keep an eye on the customer's system. If there's any updates that need to be done, we can do that for them. If they want us to control the battery times and that, we can do that. And also you can do things like buying and selling. So you can buy it at 9p at night, sell it back to them at 15p. So a lot of people do that when they go on like holiday for a couple of weeks, and they can just churn out a few discharges and charges through the evening and just make more of that credit. That's what you want.
And money while laying on the beach, just whatever.
Yeah, that's it.
That's the dream.
Earning money.
Yeah. Albeit small wins, but it's a win.
Yeah, that's it, exactly. Rather be getting paid from them. The energy companies have made enough money over the years now, haven't they? So
yeah,
trying to get something back.
So there's good communication, good kind of points of contact there with the customer throughout the process.
Yeah.
So, a thorough kind of handhold through the process. With the boiler controls, they can be very confusing to customers sometimes. So setting all the solar up on the app, it's nice to know that you're going back to reassure them.
Yeah.
Again, adds that value to your company.
Yeah.
Stands out to the rest, because there are many people that do offer that or do follow through with that, even if they do offer it. So your survey, how long are you in house for a solar survey?
It can vary really. 30 minutes. I think the longest I've been in someone's house is an hour and a half, and that'd be because the customer's got so many questions.
Not massively then. Yeah.
No, that's it. Like I say, I can get the proposal done very quick. If some customers you go in there, you go, right, well, 10 panels, 10 kilowatt battery. Here's my bill, and they're ready to go. And I go, cool, put it all in there. There's the design. Some customers are like, well, I don't know, what should I have? 10 panels or 5 panels? What's the difference in cost? What's this? What's that? And then I have to make a few designs, and I show them and then see what works best for them, really. So we can tailor a design to work with them. Like I say, because we can go in there and go, like, what are you trying to achieve with this system? Cool. Do you want to be net zero, self-sufficient? Do you want to just cover some of your bill? Have you got a little bit of money that you want to use now? So once we have that information, then we can just sit there, do as many designs as they want, and then we'll see which one works for them, basically. So like I say, some people go, well, how much is the Fox one? Well, how much is this one? And they just want to know the difference, and then they want to know the benefits of each one. So we just sort of go through everything with them like that, really, step by step.
And are you a drone pilot yet?
No, I'm not. Only because I've had a few of my kids' ones before, and then I've
broken up in the trees.
Neighbours' gardens, and then I'm like, I don't know if I should be trusted. And I'm trying to do it off the shelf in front of a customer, and then it ends up crashing or something.
Yeah, I've only had to do it once, and it didn't end well myself. It's a bit of a job to learn, I think, especially to complete a survey.
Yeah, that's it. But the design software we uses Google Earth, so I can see the property. It does like a 3D design as well, so you can see it. And I prefer that because it tracks the sun all year round. So it picks up all the tree heights and everything. So I know if you've got a tree there, then it's going to be, from 11 till 12, you've got shade there. And I can pick that up with this design software. Whereas what we used to do when we first have to do it, would be like, yeah, I think you should have sun there all day. And it was a bit of a guessing game. And that's
Yeah.
why a lot of companies went bust, because they promised the world, but really there was a load of shading problems, or it was just a lot of guesswork. But now we've got this design software that can just give you really accurate readings. A customer sometimes goes, "Oh, how do you know I'm going to get that?" And because we've done so many now, I'm so confident in the design software. I'm like, I know you'll get better than that, because, like I say, we take so many things
Yeah.
about EPVS. So that's why I'm always confident on our designs. So that's why I just stick to that really as well.
Gain is confidence and trust to give that back to the customer then, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 100%.
pays its worth.
Yeah.
Obviously, I talk a lot about apprentices on here.
Yeah.
There's a shortage with apprentices coming through the trade. How do you find it with solar?
Yeah, so we got 2 apprentices, or 3 apprentices actually, to be fair. Yeah, no, I think it's good, but I think I've had a few bad ones in the past. But yeah, I've had some, like the ones I've got at the moment are brilliant. And yeah, it's good to bring new people into the trade, but yeah, it's hard to find them these days, I
Yeah.
find. It's definitely ones that are committed as well. So I say I've had a few bad ones. I've had bloody apprentices falling asleep on site and that before, and they just can't cut out for it.
Yep.
But, yeah.
I know the feeling.
Yeah.
I've had the same.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to find them.
Yeah.
And to find, like you say, keen, wanting to work, get out of bed, get up and be at work for the day.
That's it.
And even if they are wanting to work or being pushed by the parents, they're not necessarily wanting it. So there's that motivation when you are at work to stay motivated
That's
and
it.
work, and again, not fall asleep in the car. It's yeah, I don't know how people do it sometimes. I don't know how some people get through.
Yeah, that's it. I think as well these days, kids see a lot of they want to be YouTubers or gamers and stuff like that. But I think trade is it's the best thing to get in. It's something that someone's always going to need, and I think time's going to go on. It's going to be like something that's in demand really. But it's dying out. They don't necessarily for every one that's going out, or every 5 that's going out, only one's coming in or something like that.
Yeah,
So
it's a mad ratio, really.
yeah, that's it. So yeah, it'll be good for the boys that are coming into it.
Yeah, and with the apprentices, what are they becoming qualified in? Are they a qualified electrician?
Yep. Yeah, that's it. So they've got to do the apprenticeship, which is 4 years now with electrics. So you've got to do that, and then you've got to do the solar PV and battery storage course after that, which it's only 2 weeks. It's not a massive course or anything like that, but yeah, it's a separate thing you need. So it's the BPEC you need to get.
And obviously with that, you learn a few other bits along the way, like roofing stuff as well. So
that's it. But I always find that in college, though, it's more technical side of things. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's not very too much practical. I think practical is what you learn on site. So that's why I think apprenticeship for trade is the best. I learn by doing it, like getting on there, getting involved, and doing it in a classroom. You won't get half the obstacles you get on site.
No,
do you know what I mean?
No, and it's all to the book. The amount of things that you would take out those books onto the real world is minimal, isn't it?
Yeah.
So but it's college.
Yeah, that's it. You got to do it. But
ticks the box, get a certificate for a few years.
Yeah, that's it.
And with that, obviously, is it the same as gas safe? Is it a 5-year requalification?
No. So as long as you're still in the course, or still doing solar, then your certificate just keeps rolling on, as long as you've done a certain amount of installs. But yeah, with the electric side of things, they always change the regulations. So at the moment it's like edition 18, and then it will change, and then you'll have to renew that every time it changes.
Mind you, it's been 18 for a few, isn't it?
Yeah, well, they've done a few amendments on the way, so they'd go 18.3, 18.4. But yeah, now otherwise, it's still 18. It's been a while, but I think it's like, I can't think how long it is. I think it's like 5 years, maybe. Every 5 years they normally change it up.
So what's the main tools that you kind of look for using? What is your go-to tool in your bag for solar?
Go-to tool? Making sure people got the right crimpers. I think that's very, very important. Right MC4 connectors. You'll see a lot of people, or a lot of bad installs online where they haven't done the connection properly. They might have used some pliers, loose connections and burning out. So you definitely have the right crimp.
So everything just trimmed, so it's not the table just getting shredded, it's going in with a trimp machine and then going into
That's
the
it. You just know
connection.
the connections are tight, and that's what I always say to the boys. That's the one thing I want, because I couldn't think of anything worse if something bad happened to a customer's house. Like, you know, if you see a lot of fires and that
Yeah.
because of loose connections. So that's the main thing I'd always say you have. And then, yeah, standard power tools. Got your drills, your impacts to fix into the rafters. Boys use the rip saw to cut down the bars on the side and stuff like that. And then a good tester. Yeah, making sure you test it at the end. I was talking to like the MCS guy, and he says, so you see it so many times where people just don't test it. And then they try and make up these results, and the guy can see they've been made up. And
Yeah.
it's not that long to just quickly test it. It's just on a plug it in, test it, cool, get the readings. So just making sure it takes like 2-second job, but people, half the time it takes longer to guess what you should be writing than actually just doing it.
Yep. No, absolutely. And is again peace of mind to know that
Yeah.
you've tested is correct and you're done.
That's it.
I think a lot of time people don't know what they're testing for, do they?
No.
That's the problem again is.
Yeah. Or they just think, oh, I'll be all right.
Yeah.
It's only a reading. Why do you need to do that? But that reading could show us that actually, there is a loose connection, or something's not quite right, or it's not wired correctly. So this is very, very important.
And then heat pumps. Do you currently do much heat pumps?
So we sort of work alongside with a company that does it. Maybe one day start doing it ourselves. But yeah, they sort of go hand in hand with solar, because then obviously you're coming away from the gas. You're then going completely self-sufficient.
Yep.
Because then you can use the solar to counteract the cost of the air source heat pumps. But what I would recommend to the company we use, they do the job properly. So you'll hear a lot of bad press on air source heat pumps, but that is because it's a bad installer. And they will literally just swap a boiler for an air source heat pump, not checking maybe things like insulation and stuff like that in a property, because air source heat pump runs at a lot lower temperature.
Yeah.
So if your house is leaking air, and then this house is only going to get to 50 degrees now rather than the 70, 80 it used to with a boiler, you're going to feel the difference, and it's going to be very cold. And we see so many people, or quite a few, will go to, and I've had air source heat pump. It's not that hot, or it's costing us an arm and a leg, and they put in this massive 16 kilowatt air source heat pump, and then they're trying to counteract it with solar. And like sometimes we can't even counteract it because they put in this massive boiler, or massive air source heat pump, sorry. And it's just not how it should be done. It's got to be energy efficient. You've got to make sure your pipes have done the right size, so the flow rate's all good. And then also you need to upsize your radiators as well. So sometimes I think maybe retrofitting on houses it shouldn't be done unless you're going to do it properly and do the insulation, do all the radiators and everything like that. Renovation, if you're doing a renovation to a property, I'd recommend it, because then you can do all of that as you're going along. But yeah, on new build properties, I think they work really well.
Oh yeah, and I've said before in previous podcasts, I think there'll be kind of the new payback loans, the BCB loans of have you been missold a air source heat pump on a retrofit. But yeah, certainly on a new build property, they are made for that, to be honest. If you can have underfloor heating, the amount of insulation in the house, it's just efficient.
That's it. It's the air tightness as well, and it's stopping all that heat out. So,
like you say, with solar, a lot of the bad press is the electric consumption, but on new builds, the efficiency of the house alone is efficient.
Yeah.
Solar with that, it just aids that efficiency again.
Yeah, that's it. Just bring it down, and then really like a self-sufficient house completely then, aren't you? So, yeah.
Yeah, it's a good pair to have, again, like you say, it's just kind of getting that green zone back in.
That's it. Yeah.
And the EV charging as well, obviously that goes with the two again, really. Because generally, if you don't have solar and air source, the chances are you might well have an electric car.
Yeah, that's it. So as well, I think our biggest customers are people with air source heat pumps, hot tubs, and electric car charging. So again, people be like, oh, electric's so high now because they're charging the car, but then go, but if you place that what you've been spending on fuel though, because you've got a combined bill, but people don't see that. But obviously that will put your bill up quite a bit, an electric car. But having the solar, you've got EV chargers now where you can literally charge direct from the solar, so it doesn't cost you anything. But again, what I'd always recommend is charge it at the cheap nighttime rate. So if you've got an electric car, you can actually get down to 7p at night. So then you can also charge your battery at 7p. And then I'd sell everything on the solar back, because then you're doubling what you make.
Yeah, I think I'm 7.9p.
Yeah.
Between 12 and 5. So
Yeah.
washing machine, dishwasher
Yeah.
is all on timer.
That's it.
Wait for that to go on. But yeah, again, that battery option is a good
Yeah.
option to not have to worry about that.
That's
And
it.
it's taken through the day then.
Yeah, that's it. Because another one that people like now is aircon, isn't it? That's becoming quite popular.
Yeah.
So obviously that can be quite expensive to run sometimes. And so if you want to be running that in the day, not at the night, then you've obviously got the battery that can do that for you.
Yeah. So it's a lot of outdoor units and panels being fitted.
Yeah.
But just on the hot tubs, you said there,
Yeah.
have you done any solar installs purely for hot tubs, like a 2-panel install that you see sometimes?
No, never like 2 panels, but we have had customers where they've had the hot tub installed before, and they were like their usage has doubled. So they've got this massive hot tub, 32 amps and that. So and then they're like, right, we need to counteract that. So, but yeah, it always need a little bit more than 2 panels.
Yeah. And what's your go-to EV charger? You know, there's a lot on the market. When I was looking, I was kind of a bit lost with what I was looking at. Is there any that you mainly recommend?
So we like the Zappies. The Zappy's got a function where it will just direct charge from the solar, which we really like. But yeah, really, essentially, they probably all do the same thing. Depends, maybe it might be on customers' looks. Some people don't like the Zappy look, and they've got like the Hypervolt. But
Yeah, I'd rather Hypervolt.
yeah, no, they're nice looking chargers to be fair. But what thing that Sig Energy are doing now, so theirs is a stackable system, and obviously because batteries have got to be outside now, they've got a segment where
Have
you
they?
just plug it in, just slot it in, and your car can just charge direct from the battery, or from the solar, or from the grid. And it's just literally stack it on, so it's an easy install for us. So yeah, really good piece of equipment to be fair. But yeah, otherwise Zappy we would recommend.
I didn't realise batteries had to be outside.
Yes.
So yeah, I thought, last installations or few installations I've seen, they've always been in the garage.
So yeah, you can have it in the garage or in the house, as long as it's not in like a emergency exit route. And if it is, we need to put smoke alarms and stuff like that. So it's not an actual regulation, but it's something that we do have to advise. So they have been designed to go outside and out. So they've got things like built-in heaters, built-in fan coolers,
Yep.
built-in fire suppression. So like again, it's just evolved so much. Because what used to happen, well, what first happened, people used to put them in lofts. Then they wanted us to stop putting them in lofts. And there's 2 reasons for that. One, because they were heavy and you got this 200 kilo battery over your head. 2, as well, if you have a fire, then it's an explosion that could happen, explosive that up in the loft. So that's what they were trying to get away from. And then obviously, if you have a fire, they don't want the fire brigade to come in, and they got this big 200 kilo battery over their heads. So they wanted to do away with that. So when we come out, people did start putting them outside, but then they didn't have the heaters or the fan coolers. So in the summer, they were getting too hot and not functioning, and in winter, getting too cold and not functioning. So a battery, when it gets below 0 degrees, it would go into safe mode and it wouldn't discharge or charge to protect the cells. But now, because they've got the warm-up function and stuff like that, they can work all year round now.
So is that kind of taking energy from the solar to operate that?
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's it. Or the grid, because sometimes it'll be cold in the morning, but all right in the day. So when the battery's being used, it will generate its own heat, and they're all in a cast welded shell, so that it does retain a lot of its heat. You'll probably find you'll have to get below a lot lower than 0 for the heaters to need to be coming into kicking in. But they're only like I think it's like a 100-watt heater, so it's very minimal, and it's not going to be something that's just constantly running. It's just warm themselves up above 0 again. Once you start using it, then it's fine because it'll keep the warmth in there. But you'll find as well, so the batteries are now got like AI and that built into them, so it knows that you wake up at 7 a.m. Right, so it will start warming the battery up for you at 6, ready for you to use it at 7. So it's not as if you've got to wait there and warm up the battery before you can start using it. It does it all automatically for you.
decent. Yeah,
Yeah.
very good. And do you work alongside many other electricians or plumbers in terms of, are you in partnership with them in terms of, I need something that has solar, recommend Jesse, or SLC pump, Jesse's the guy. Are you in with a lot of other traders, or are you
Yes.
kind of, yeah?
Yeah. So like I say, we were a lot of electrics, but because we got so busy with the solar, we've sort of stepped away from it. So someone who used to work for me, to be fair, who went off and started his own company in electrics, I sort of give him some of the electrical work. That way I know he's a good electrician. I'd only ever recommend someone obviously I could trust.
Yeah.
because sometimes they'll go, oh, cool, we need solar and we want a fuse board change and this to be rewired. Can you do this? And then I can go, right, he can do that. We'll do the solar because that's what we'll concentrate on. And then, plumbing and air source heat pumps. I've got a company, so we use a company down in Worthing again, Plum Guys, who do all the air source heat pumps and plumbing for us. So, and again, worked with them all quite a long time now. And again, we know their work's good. He's actually done work in my own house. He's done my bathrooms and stuff like that. So, and he's very particular.
Yeah.
I liked that. So he's like, did all my bathrooms, set everything out, and he's like, oh, that needs to move over that way 30 centimetres. I was like, no, that's fine. But no, I've got to do it. And he just ripped it all apart and did it all again. And, now I'm glad he did because it looks much better where it is, all the taps and stuff like that. So once I had him in mind, I was like, oh, yeah, I always recommended him basically. And he's always been the go-to for me.
It's no better place than your own house, really, sometimes, is it? It's a dummy run.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I saw him on Instagram, to be fair, and obviously his bathrooms were like incredible. Oh, they look so good. So then I contacted him on there, and then so brilliant guy.
No, good.
Yeah,
and it is a important power of networking with fellow trades, isn't it? To help the brand name.
That's it.
It's not always so much for the work coming back through.
No.
It's that reassurance of that recommendation that comes back, or just having someone there with you if there's a problem to call on as well.
Yeah, definitely. And like you say, it's a bit of your own brand as well. You're putting it at risk because you go, oh, this plumber's good. You put something bad, then you don't want to be that. Oh, he recommended this, and we're having leaks and everything now.
Yeah.
And it might come back on you, and you're, oh, you're not you. Don't want to use you now. Do you know what I mean? So it's good to have the trades because some of them are hard to find that are good. To be fair, so.
Oh yeah. To get to the standard of work that sometimes we want, there's a lot of trades out there that don't achieve that.
That's it. Exactly. You don't know what they're up to sometimes behind the closed walls and stuff like that. And if
so we got a quick fire round now.
Okay.
So I'll go through and ask you the questions, and at the end of the question, if you come back to us and ask us the question.
Right.
So just go back and forth with it.
Yeah.
So Jesse, what's the first thing you do when you get to site?
When I get to site, don't know, to be fair. It's a hard one, really, to be fair. What do I used to do? Well, the first thing we'd normally do when I was on the tools would be get the tools out.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's it. Hold on. What's the first thing you do when you get to site then?
It depends what's there for. So if it's a boiler, I'd be looking where the flue is.
Yep.
I'd be pulling up where's the flue on this one. Are we going up through the roof, through the wall? Are we in the kitchen, garage? How lucky is the installer on this one?
Yeah.
Bathroom, again, just looking, trying to evaluate the house, see what sort of kind of clients we're going to be dealing with.
Yeah.
Try and get a head start on knocking on that door, really.
Yeah. Okay.
Do you tidy up as you go or clean up at the end?
I used to be tidy as I go because then it's just done by the end of the day. But yeah, with our job as well, so there'll be a lot of cardboard and a lot of packaging. There's so much rubbish with solar; it all comes in. But
below the bathrooms, the amount of cardboard.
Yeah, that's it.
It's unbelievable.
So yeah, we
you do all this net zero stuff, and you got stacks of cardboard.
Yeah, that's it, isn't it? But we always try and recycle everything now, so we take everything down the recycling, all the cardboard boxes and stuff like that. But yeah, we like to do it as we go, basically. What would you do then?
I'd tidy as I do, really.
Yeah.
So sometimes try to leave to the end, depending on how busy we are. But there be times through the day where you kind of look around and it's like, I've lost all my tools. Where is everything? So a little tidy up, and you just feel you feel cleaner in the head as much as it is in the area as well.
That's it. I think as well. Yeah, there's so many tools that you need now these days, isn't there? So like you said about tools, they're just everywhere.
Yeah,
that's the hardest thing. So you just have to get so many things out, so many toolboxes out, like just to do simple jobs sometimes.
Yeah, we've got Transit Connects, and some of the lads moan about them. They want lumen vans, I think. It's they ain't got enough space to get all the tools in sometimes. And doing the jobs we do is one day we need a set of these tools, the other day we need that, and it's a mixture between the tools. So it's hard to keep on top.
Yeah.
You radio on or radio off while working?
We allow the boys to have the radio on, but we always ask the customer because we're outside as well. We try to not have it too loud to annoy any of the neighbours and stuff. But yeah, you got to have a bit of music, I think, and you to get through the day.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, it keeps the mind going, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Just yeah, it can be a bit lost,
yeah,
eating your own kind of brain up sometimes. There's too much going on in that head.
that's
So
it. So you radio on then?
radio on, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it keeps it. Yeah, it's just I don't, sometimes don't even listen to it. It's just in the background, but
Yeah.
I say it stops you going a bit mental sometimes.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I said about keeping it down, because we've had that in the past. We've had the scaffolders that'll be blaring the music at 7 a.m.
Shut us off, shouting.
Yeah, and we're just like, oh. So we use a different scaffolding company now because of that.
Yeah, it doesn't take much to
No, that's it.
Yeah.
And yeah, if it annoys the customers, then it again rubs off on your company, doesn't it? So,
Absolutely, yeah.
yeah.
What's the hardest skill to master in your trade?
Hardest skill, I think, probably the conduit work and the cable clipping, making that look really neat, 'cause especially a lot of the solar, we have to do it externally because we're not allowed to run solar cables in the fabrication of buildings unless it's in mechanical protection. So we always find it easier to do it on the outside. There'll always be some sort of bend you got to do or something like that. So I think, yeah, getting the conduit work looking nice, especially because that's the things to be on a show as well. Yeah, well, would you say yours is?
So, a bit of a open-ended one, but I'd say the finishing.
Yeah,
So siliconing, the
Yes.
finish on the soldering
Yeah,
around the
yeah, yeah.
pipes, that attention to detail, to be
yeah,
honest. So, yeah, people think they've got it, but sometimes it's just not quite there.
no,
So you can, no matter how good the job is for the 9 days you've been there, or however many days it is, if you mess up on that last day, that attention to detail day, with the siliconing, the finishing, the painting, whatever it may be, those 9 days are worthless.
those silicone as well definitely finishes it off the bathrooms and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Definitely, yeah. In any
Yeah, I see people try and do like just no silicone at all.
right,
I'm in the mindset of silicone is our friend.
Yeah.
It's protection.
Yeah.
Let's love the silicone.
Yeah.
It's there to be tidy, but it's there to waterproof.
Yeah.
We need silicone to keep it dry.
yeah, exactly.
So let's make sure it looks tidy and make sure it stays dry.
Yeah.
I've been to a few jobs where they try and do a small bead and then there's just, a tiniest bit of movement, it just cracks and peels. So there's that fine line between things again, isn't it? And, again, the knowledge and kind of experience of
That's it.
doing it to know what works and what don't.
Yeah, 100%.
What's one thing you wish apprentices knew?
One thing the apprentices should know. Keep off their phones. Yeah, I don't know really. The hard one as well. What do you think they should know then?
The hours of a working day.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. Yeah, phone and working really, is it?
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Make them know, if there's nothing to do, to ask maybe as well.
Yeah.
They'll be like, "Oh, I've done that," and then straight on the phone, rather than going, "No, what should I do next?" Or as well, just using your initiative and be like, "Right, that's done now. What's he going to do next? What should be done next?" Or something like that. And if there's
I've been working before time around and the apprentice is laid out like he's on a sunbed in Ibiza on the hallway.
yeah,
Like, really?
yeah, I know. But yeah, if not, there's always sweeping up to be done, isn't there?
Yeah. Oh yeah, all van cleaning.
Yeah, that's it.
What's harder, quoting or chasing payments?
We're quite lucky. Sometimes the payments, like I say, quoting for us is really easy with our design software. So probably, don't know, depends what customer you get, doesn't
Yeah.
it?
Yeah.
And it can work either way. Sometimes they're really fussy and the quoting can take a little bit longer. But yeah, sometimes we'll get customers that take a while to pay, even though they shouldn't need to, because we've got simple things like card payments, Apple Pay, transfer, you name it, we will take it.
Yeah. As long as it pays.
Yeah, that's it. Well, what about you then?
So it's 50-50 really, I think. The quoting is a long drawn out process.
Yeah, I suppose
So-
with your one, it's with bathrooms, there's so much to think about, isn't there?
Yeah.
And what's got to be done, and same with kitchens and stuff. Sometimes,
So, we can be in the house for an hour plus and then quoting it and then obviously back and forth. And with the showroom now, they could be in numerous visits. We've got one customer who's just done, I think, like 6 or 7 designs.
right?
And now that she's gone back to the first design.
Yeah.
And it's but it's fine, just making sure that they kind of get what they want.
Yeah,
But yes, some customers will just that first design bang done. So it's a lot easier. And then chasing payments isn't necessarily a difficult job, but it's a awkward job. Brits don't like talking about money, do they? So
that's it. Well, that's one thing we try and make very clear. We set out the payment terms: £300 deposit, 50% to be paid after the first day, and then the remainder once we're finished. So we try and make that very clear, and we get the invoices out to them on time. But 9 times out of 10, the customers are pretty good for us. So
Yeah. Your job, trust them, and you're doing this is What's the most satisfying part of your job?
It's got to be the end of it. Once they start seeing the solar and they got the app on their phone, everyone gets obsessed by the app. And they're like, oh, look at this. And then they always get screenshots on WhatsApp. And I'm like, yep, I can see. It's doing really well. But yeah, what would you find is most satisfying?
A day in the end
Yeah,
job, you know, that customer satisfaction,
Yeah.
really, isn't it? You know, bathroom works for us is kind of big change.
Yeah.
So yeah, bathrooms and kitchens, you know, when you're doing that, even boilers, when the boiler's not been working for a few days, you know, it's 3 jobs there that, you know, people can be really happy with.
Yeah.
And sometimes I've done work for boilers and bathrooms where you do the work and, you know, the customer won't even come and look at the job. Is all right, yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
It's like, you just, hang on. Put your foot up.
That's it. Yeah, I suppose bathrooms and kitchens are like the main part of the house, isn't it? That's what makes the house, I think. Like
Yeah.
any other room or let's say heating, they might not even look at, but bathrooms and kitchens are always the wow factor. And
Yeah.
wow, it looks incredible. Like a lot of people as well have them now. You know, they're entertaining all their kitchens. They've got these open plan kitchen and diner. So that's like the showstopper now, isn't it? I think you've got nice kitchens.
Yeah. Have you ever had a client help and make it worse?
Help to make it worse? No, I don't think so, because we make it clear that we want to be doing everything. So no, I don't think I have. Or have you had someone that's made it worse then?
Yes. Was insisting on helping us. So we were draining down the heating system, an old heating system, and I was upstairs things and rad stuff. So the customer thought that he would do some radiators downstairs, and
oh no,
black, brown, dirty water all over the carpets.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, we always have the customers that go, oh, we'll run the cables for you. And I'm like, no, we'll run the cables.
Yeah.
Everything's included. It's not going to make any difference to the price. Just we'll do it. And then that way we just know it's been done properly. Like
that's it, yeah.
Peace of mind for yourself, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, yeah. You know, and there's your warranty at the end of the day, isn't it?
That's it, exactly.
What's the craziest client request you've had?
Craziest client request? God, I don't know. No idea. One that had a mad client once who was trying to get me to get in touch with my spiritual side, and I had to sit down and what can't remember called, like I'll meditate and that with him and stuff. That's a bit of a weird request I've had. Otherwise, no, that's it. What about yourself then? Have you got some weird?
Yeah, I have over the time. I mean, the one that's most recent and pops to my mind is one that we actually revisited again yesterday with another quote. But customer wanted an oil boiler in the loft.
All right.
So oil boilers can be up to 240 kilograms.
Yeah.
So getting that one into the loft is we're firstly getting it into the loft. You know, I don't know how we ever would.
No.
Without taking the loft apart.
Yeah.
And then the weight bearing in the loft there. That was one that got rejected very quickly.
I don't think the boys would be very proud, happy.
No.
Would they?
It's all enough getting a normal boiler in the loft sometimes, to be honest. Yeah, depending on what ladder and size of loft.
Yeah.
It's lucky enough, touch wood, not dropped one yet. So it's been close to a couple of times, but last one to finish this. So, what's your dream job or project you'd love to work on?
Ooh, dream job. I mean, my dream job has always been to work on Top Gear. Love cars.
Yeah.
So I think that's nice, and obviously watch Top Gear again, traveling around the world driving cars. That'd be a nice dream job, I think.
Yeah.
Well, have you got something you think?
I've always quite liked. I've always said I would never stay in the industry for my career. So I'm hoping that I can try and semi-retire and do something else.
Yeah.
I've run past the point of a few that I had in mind, but one that I do have is a skydive instructor.
Oh yeah.
I've done a few skydives and to do around the world.
Yeah.
Teaching skydiving, tandeming.
Yeah.
Would be great.
Yeah. And have you done skydiving before?
Yeah, I've done 3 jumps.
Have you?
Actually done one or done 2 from where the accident had recently happened in Dunkerswell.
Yeah.
But it's the first accident in the UK in like 25 years, and
Right.
over 25 years since it's become more regimented. So yeah, it's still very safe, but the adrenaline that you
Yeah.
get from that, and people are all right, maybe scared to go up with it to start with, but generally, I'd say 99% of the people that come down are happy,
Yeah. I bet.
and buzzing with that jump. So you're not having no customer moan at you because you haven't
No.
missed something, or the waste is still outside, or a
Yeah.
box has been missed. Everyone's buzzing, can't wait to do it again, sort of
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's the
Yeah.
one on the list at the minute.
Yeah. Nice.
Although that will probably change.
Yeah. Quality.
So thank you everyone for listening. Hope you enjoyed the podcast and learning a bit more about Jesse's business with solar. A good insight of what the solar industry is going through and leveling up, and what Jesse's achieving at the minute, which is great to hear. So yeah, if you want to check out any more of our information, please get in contact with us. Our details are below in the comments and on the post. So please take a like to our page, fill us with your details, and get in contact. Thank you very much.